Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Mutual-Canals, and I would like to talk to you today about how to write fast introductions and conclusions for academic essays. And there's a method to this, and it's stuff you probably already learned in high school, but some of it might be new. The first thing is, of course, as you know, you need some kind of hook to draw the reader in for an introduction, but you don't need the best hooks in the world. You know, people always think, they have to be astounding in their first sentence. They don't. One thing you can do is use a quote, and you can find a lot of great quotes at bartleby.com, bartleby.com, and it's like a whole website of great quotes that you can use. And then you explain what the quote means, and then you have your thesis at the end after that explanation. It should take about a half a page. You can't just have some wimpy little two-sentence intro. You always put the thesis at the end of the introduction because that's where we teachers look for it. We have hundreds of essays to grade, and if we look at the end of the introductory paragraph and we can't find a thesis there, it makes it harder for us to grade the paper, makes it longer for us to grade the paper, and that makes us crabby. So put a thesis at the end of the introduction no matter what. Another method you can use is to ask a question at the beginning of the intro, then you explain the answer to the question, then thesis statement at the end. Another hook is to put some kind of shocking fact at the beginning of the intro, like the number of deaths while texting, then explain the background behind this shocking fact, then the thesis statement. Another way is to briefly summarize the issue. If you're writing about World War II, you provide a brief summary of World War II, for example, and then you put the thesis statement at the end. But you can't give away your paper in the summary. You're summarizing the issue itself, not your stance on the issue. And finally, if you're writing about a thorny topic, like, although God forbid you would ever do something because I'm tired of reading them, like abortion or capital punishment, legalizing pot, all those debates, if you're going to write about a debate issue, you provide the pro and con sides of the debates, what the experts are thinking, and then you put your although thesis statement, which always works, an although thesis statement, at the end of the introduction. So those are some ways to do intros. For conclusions, you do a brief summary at the beginning of your essay at the beginning of the conclusion. Sometimes students use their thesis statement as the beginning of their conclusion. This is a terrible idea. They copy their thesis statement and then they put it down in the beginning of the conclusion because that's what they've been taught. Just a brief summary in your own words is all you need, a sentence or two of the essay. And then you got to point to the future somehow after that brief summary. You don't just end after the summary. You can ask a question that is raised by your essay. You can spot a future trend that you think might happen because of your essay. You can suggest further research that needs to be done as a result of your essay. You have to point to the future somehow at the end of your essay, and that'll make you sound smart in your last sentence or two, which is what you really want, because after the teacher reads your conclusion, he or she gives you the grade. So you want to sound smart in that last paragraph. So these are my suggestions, and if you have any questions, you can email me at mike.mutschelk, Naus, the long last name, @rctc.edu. Thanks.